obviously, we cannot keep Teresa French waiting another moment longer. So we're going to dive right in. Welcome, everybody. This is Sell More Speaking. And then, in parentheses, sort of, is coaching, consulting, courses, mentoring, keynotes, workshops, CEO roundtables, training, facilitation, whatever it is that you sell. We're going to help you sell more of it, faster, better, smarter, to better prospects, easier, faster, and with a whole lot less stress and pressure and weirdness than you might have been doing it up to this point. So, you are in the right place. If you love what you do, and I hear this all the time, and Teresa, we hear it all the time. Man, I love what I do. I just don't like the sales part. And I'm tired of getting beat up on price. And I'm exhausted chasing prospects and playing the disappearing prospect game. You want to earn attention. You want to earn trust. You want to earn more sales. You want to have more at-bats with the right kinds of prospects who are coming to you for the right kinds of reasons. And basically, you're looking for faster, smarter, better ways to market and sell everything that you do, which includes your speeches, your consulting, your products, your services, and your programs. So, ethical bribe, as always. Hang out till the end for two things, actually. One is our massive Q&A, where Teresa and I will hang out here until we outnumber you, and then also hang out for some special bonus gifts that we have. These are endurance bonuses. If you hang with us till the end, there's going to be some pretty cool stuff that you get. Now, in case you saw this on Facebook, where did this webinar come from? Where is some of this content and some of these ideas? I literally sat bolt upright at 3:09 a.m. 3:09 a.m., I grabbed my notebook, I grabbed my pen from my nightstand, and I started writing, and I did not finish writing until about 5:15. So this is 2 hours, and we're not going to be on here for 2 hours necessarily, but this is 2 hours of me brainstorming and cogitating and saying, why is this so hard for so many of our clients? Why is this so hard for so many thought-leading speakers and experts and consultants? And it doesn't have to be hard. And then this rant and these 5 kind of pillar points to help you sell more speaking literally just snapped and came to me in the middle of the night, and that's why I'm sharing them with you. So let's see who's in the room. Quick poll in the question box. Pop in, what do you sell now? Is it primarily speaking? Is it coaching? Is it consulting? Is it training? Is it facilitation? Is it CEO roundtables? Is it private events? Is it weekend retreats? What's the format? What's the distribution method that you primarily sell, market, and monetize today? And then Teresa's going to be looking through and kind of calling out some names and some people just so we can really tailor the rest of our time together for exactly which of these speaking-driven profit centers are most important for you guys. So what do you sell right now? And then pop that in there. And if you want to sell more of something, put that in there as well. So if you say, man, I'm doing a lot of speaking, I'd love to sell more coaching. If you're selling a ton of coaching, but you want to do more speaking or more training, please put that in there as well, just so we can really tailor this for where you are and where you want to go. So Teresa, what are folks coming up with here? Who's in the room as far as what are people primarily selling right now?
So Darcy is selling coaching, Mike, David, and Jeff, all consulting. Jack Singer, he's an overachiever. He's doing all 3. He's doing it all. Melissa is coaching and consulting. Natalie is selling software. Kimberly is selling licensing. We've got Neil selling training. Tracy is selling coaching and speaking.
Great.
BJ is training, coaching, and one-to-one coaching. So it sounds like some group coaching in there. We've got some more speakings. We've got speaking seminars and keynotes from Lynn. Speaking, I need a dose of David, Kathy says. Hi, nice. Kathy. Great to have you. And
cool.
Let's see.
Well, good. So keep that in mind as we go through the rest of this, this training, because it's going to help you kind of allocate where your sales efforts will pay off the most. So here's the game plan for today. We want to talk about the stuckness curve and specifically helping you escape the stuckness curve. We are going to talk about why you absolutely have to stop looking for gigs. Stop looking for speaking gigs, coaching gigs, consulting gigs, training gigs. Stop looking for gigs, period. You're not in the gig business anymore, not after today. The power of unfocusing, and people are like, wait a second, hang on. Did David have some silly juice? What's going on with the? Because all we teach and preach all day long is focus, focus, focus. And let me redefine that and sharpen that for you, because it could be that 5 or 10% shift that you need to go from over focusing to focusing in the right way on the right things. We're talking about stop sharing your expertise. Another little teaser there on exactly what that means. Most important thing is the mindset shift about stop paying your dues and start paying your bills. And then we're going to talk about some next steps to help you make it happen. And as promised, massive Q&A at the end. Any question that you have about today's teaching, any question that you have about what you just typed in, selling more coaching, training, speaking, consulting, etc., whatever you guys just typed into the question box, Teresa and I are happy to give you some strategic and tactical advice and some resources to help you move the needle on that even further. Let's start with 3 bad sales habits that are sabotaging your future business, and they're doing this right now, whether you know it or not. First one, no value prop. So at least no audience or buyer-centric value prop. Teresa, what do you think? About 80%, 70% of our clients come in with some kind of form of this me messaging?
Oh, at least that 80 to 85, if not even 90. It's just
I'm trying to be generous. I'm trying to be a nice guy. So this is so prevalent. And here's the litmus test, guys. If you look on your homepage, you look on your one sheet, you look on any piece of marketing material, count the number of times you see the words I, me, and my, and you will be shocked and amazed. And we need to erase all of that. We need to erase the same old lame-o language. We need to erase your problem with not articulating what you do in a powerful, clear, compelling way. We need to eliminate the problem of no distinction, where you sound like, look like, and act like everyone else that does what you do. And we need to erase the image of you as a generalist, and we're going to talk about all of this later on today. We've got kind of a 3-part formula to help you really become a singular expert that all the competition literally falls away. But that's about moving to the opposite end of the spectrum from a generalist. And with no value prop, you know what you are? You're like a sheet blowing in the wind. You're just spending all your marketing and sales effort guessing and hoping and winging it. Now, again, let's have a little truth-telling assessment here. If you feel that some of your marketing and sales efforts have been in that last category of guessing and hoping and winging it, type in whichever one of those words best characterizes your situation. Are you guessing? Type in guessing. Are you hoping? I hope someone calls. I hope they follow up. I hope I can get through. I hope that they hire me after they see me at this, totally free event that I should have never taken with all the wrong people for all the wrong reasons. Or winging it is if you wake up every single day and you simply have no idea where your next prospect or your next lead is coming from. So again, guys, truth-telling time. Do you feel it in some way, shape, or form? And by the way, if the answer is no, that's awesome. But if the answer is yes, let's face that, let's admit that, let's get you some help on it right here today. Type in guessing if you feel like you're doing too much guessing. Hoping if you're doing too much hoping, meaning too much reactive, not enough proactive. And then winging it is proactive, but you never know where it's going to land. You never know where it's going to land, and you're kind of throwing a whole bunch of spaghetti against the wall, and you're winging it. So, Teresa, what's the verdict on that?
We have a lot of winging it's. Behind that, a lot of hoping fors. We got a couple people pretty focused, and a couple saying, "Nope, I've got this under control." That's awesome. And we've only got a couple guessing. So
okay.
That's the mix.
A lot of hopers and wingers.
Hopers and wingers.
Hopers and wingers. So, second big problem area that's killing your sales right now: no target market. Gang, it is very difficult to hit a target that you cannot see. So what does that mean? That means everyone messaging. Everyone needs to be a better leader. Everyone needs to be better at sales. Everyone needs more presentation skills. Your offerings all over the map. There is no depth of expertise because you're so broad, you're spread so thin because you're hedging your bets. And there's a perception of you as a dabbler. And this is a very low confidence approach. The high confidence approach is knowing what you're awesome at, getting rid of everything else, literally killing your other programs, killing your other speeches, killing your other delivery modes, and saying, I am awesome at this topic for these people in this delivery mode, and that's all I do. So if you've wrestled with this, kind of the hedging your bets, no target market, everyone needs this, type in the word everyone. If you've literally been trying to boil the ocean, and maybe this is part of your sales and marketing challenge, type in everyone. I'm trying to market all of my stuff to everyone, every living, breathing person, maybe every living, breathing person with a checkbook, every living, breathing executive, every living, breathing entrepreneur, every living, breathing person. If they call me, they're a good prospect. If that's been your approach, with no target, no boundaries around your expertise about who this is for versus who this is not for, type in everyone. Who are our everyone people? It's like, hi, my name is David. I'm an everyone marketer, and we're having a 12-step program right here, 12-step meeting right here to help you guys fix that. But you got to step forward and claim the help. So who like me? The first 3 years of my business was this. I know this extremely well. I know this very intimately. How many everyone messaging people do we have?
We've got a handful. We've got some people coming through saying, hey, I'm focused on one market. They are actually doing the work. That's great. But we've got our Davids in the room are saying everyone. We've got, I would say, probably 12, 13. They keep coming in, so I'm counting as fast as I can.
Sure.
Yep. Narrows, focused on a very narrow market, working on it. Almost everyone.
Yeah, well, that's better. That's better than everyone, so that's great.
It is.
Good.
It is.
Good. And then the third one, obviously, we're talking about sell more speaking today. Having no sales process is absolutely a killer for your sales results. Teresa and I call this accidental selling. You never know mindset. You never know where they might find me. It could be on my blog. It could be on Twitter. It could be some random person drops in my lap. Random tactics, of course, lead to random results. Every sale unfolds differently, and you're not doing a whole lot of proactive, process-based outreach. It is reactive to whatever happens to come in that day or that week or that month. So those three, and we've already talked about which ones are yours. We don't need to rehash that. But very important to kill those bad habits in the bud. So to help you do that, here's 5 mind shifts to get you going. The first shift that will help you is about escaping the stuckness curve. Now let's stop here for a minute because this is very, very important. There are good, smart, accomplished, intermediate, and advanced speakers who are stuck. Now I'll tell you, the only people who might have a little bit of a pass on this are the beginning speakers. The beginning speakers who are maybe, 6 months to a year into the business. So those people, they should be stuck, and maybe a small percentage of those people are stuck. But I'll tell you where the stuckness curve really kicks in. And this is completely contrary to what you might think, but I'm very curious if the mid-career and the advanced speakers here agree with me. It's the folks that are in that 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 year area where you've tried some stuff is working. Some months you're making 5 or 10,000, other months you're making less. Occasionally you have a great month, you're making $15,000, $20,000. But the vast majority of people that are stuck in their speaker marketing and sales efforts are not the newbies. They're not the newbies, guys. There's very few newbies on this call. I see your names. I know who's here. I know half of you guys at least. It's the intermediate people that are stuck. And then here's a little PS. Here's a little hint. Because Teresa and I work with these folks as well. It's the 30-year veterans. The 30-year, 35-year veterans who are very advanced, very accomplished, have already broken the 6-figure mark, probably multi-6-figure mark, but they don't know what the next level of success is. They don't know how to pivot. They don't know how to adapt to changing topic, changing niche, changing marketplace. These are people who totally should not be stuck, but the marketplace, the tectonic shifts in the speaker marketplace, and we'll talk about more of them here in a moment, have totally taken them by surprise. They used to have $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 a year business. Now maybe they're down to like 150, 200, 250, and they're freaking out and they don't know what to do. So the vast majority of people that are in the stuckness curve are in that middle kind of 1 to 10 year, and there is not an insignificant portion of people who are our 25, 30, 35-year veterans. So we worked with them. They're in the CSPA, they're either certified speaking professionals like I am. They're in the CPAE Speaker Hall of Fame from the National Speakers Association. But the world has changed. Their topic has changed. Their niche has changed. Their buyers have retired or moved on, and they want and need help. So if this looks familiar to you, type in the word yes. If this looks familiar to you, especially, again, I really want to hear from our intermediate and our advanced folks that if you've experienced this like I've seen it about 500 times with the 500 speakers and consultants and experts that we've worked with over the years, if you also, not, again, maybe you haven't seen it in yourself, although maybe you have, but if you've seen this kind of among your peers and colleagues, I'd love some confirmation on this, that I'm not crazy and I'm not the only one who's seeing it this way. So Teresa, you can answer this question maybe better than everybody here. Am I crazy?
Well, it depends on the day, but on this particular subject, no. We've got a lot of yeses in the box here. Yes and makes sense, and yes with exclamations. So you're not alone, but the question of crazy is still up for grabs.
Still up for grabs. All right, I will heartily endorse that message. So here's how to get unstuck. Here's how to escape that stuckness curve. I think the first thing that's screwing a lot of speakers up, and now again, remember, this was middle of the night, 3 a.m. I'm writing down in my little journal notebook, don't be so sure. Don't be so certain, because certainty might be killing your sales. Certainty might be killing your business. Here's what I mean. You need to be willing to flex your delivery modes. If you think it's all about keynote, maybe it's not. Maybe you're missing huge opportunities for training. Maybe you're missing huge opportunities for consulting or mentoring. Maybe you're missing huge opportunities to build an online course to accompany your keynotes and seminars and trainings. So you need to also be willing to adapt your topic, adapt your focus on your topic, maybe drill deeper, maybe go to an additional level of the 3Ds. And Teresa and I talk about this with our clients all the time. The 3Ds are depth, duration, and detail, right? So when I go to the marketplace, I say, listen, here's what I teach, here's what I do. You can take this material from me and you can buy it anywhere from an hour to a year. Anywhere from an hour, which is a keynote or a speech, to a year, which is a year-long deep dive mentorship program, and everything in between. There's an accordion of options in between there, right? So be willing to adapt your delivery modes, be willing to flex and adapt your topic and your focus. Be open to revise your messaging. And again, here's where those mid-career and advanced folks get screwed up. It worked really great from 2001 to 2011, and then things went to hell in a handbasket. I don't know what happened in 2011. I don't know what happened in 2012. I don't know what happened in 2013 or 14. Well, the market changed, but your messaging didn't. The market changed, but your relevance didn't. You were relevant in 2011, but you're not relevant today because those problems and issues and maybe even some of the language has changed. So don't be so committed to what you think you want to sell and get ultra focused on what they want to buy. That is the takeaway with don't be so sure, is please, please, please. I want to sell this. I want to sell that. I don't care what you want to sell, because you know what? Your prospects don't care what you want to sell. You want to get ultra focused on what they want to buy. If you don't know, you find out. If you don't know, you do research. If you don't know, you start doing interviews. You start doing a listening campaign. You figure it out, and then you flex and mold your speaking-driven business so that you're the exact right solution to exactly what they want to work on and solve and achieve. All right, here's how to flex, and I mentioned this a few minutes ago. This is not about throw out your business and start from scratch. This can be a 5 or 10 or 15% shift. Literally, it can be that small. It can be about having buyer-centric messaging instead of audience-centric messaging, For example, is your message focused on workers, but your marketing and your marketing language really needs to focus on the leaders and the managers who are responsible for buying performance improvement for the workers? Do you have a sales training program and you're aiming all that marketing at salespeople? I got bad news, guys. Salespeople don't buy sales training. Sales managers buy sales training, and your messaging might be all about what the salespeople get and nothing about what the sales managers get. So you have to fix that. We have to diagnose that. We have to look at that. We have to turn that around, not completely, but by a 5 or 10 or 15, maybe 20% shift, right? Let's say you're in healthcare. We had all kinds of fabulous healthcare speakers come through our program. Their audience is nurses, but their buyer is going to be nurse managers and chief nursing officers. So think about the perspective of your marketing language. Are you talking to people that own the problem? Don't talk about people that can benefit from the solution, because that's your audience. Talk about people who have ownership of the problem, because those are the executives and the buyers and the decision makers who have economic check writing authority to bring you in. So that is huge, 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 dramatic results, often from a 5 or 10 or 15% shift. So let me ask you this, truth-telling time. How much more money could you sell, or could you earn? How many more programs do you think you could sell using just this one technique to laser focus on the buyers and the decision makers? Go from an audience-centric message to a decision-maker-centric message. Type in a number. If your speech is 5 or 10 grand, maybe how many speeches a month could you sell if you pivoted that 5 or 10 or 15% with flexing your messaging and flexing your articulation, flexing your distinction? If you're doing coaching or consulting projects, what's a good consulting project worth? How many more of those could you sell using just this one technique of pivot and flex, pivot and flex, pivot and flex, the messaging and the languaging that you're using? Teresa, what kind of numbers are people putting up?
So Stuart's not quite sure. He answered with a question mark, but Colin's 10%, Al's saying 20, BJ says 10K a month, Lynn is 50K maybe, but not sure. And True is 5 to 10,000. Carl's saying for consulting at least 30K a month. That's significant. And David is not quite sure, question mark.
Okay. Well, again, the key is, are you in front of the right people with the right message so that you become a have to have and not a nice to have? If your messaging is all about your audience and the audience takeaways, that's a nice to have. If your messaging is all about what the buyer gets, what the organization gets, what the hospital gets, what the healthcare system gets, what the C-suite, what the CEO and the top level team get as an outcome of your program, that's where the money is, because those people own the problems. So let's talk about our friend Wayne Washington. Wayne came in. He's a facilities management expert, worked 30 years in the facilities and operations field in a variety of companies, small and large. The before picture is stop facility theft. Well, frankly, no one had a facility theft problem. So after grow company profits, right? Grow company profits is the outcome. Half-day senior team exploratory workshop, he was coming in talking to facilities managers. Well, they're not the buyers. It's the senior team that's the buyers. And this is how he repositioned. And Teresa, what do you think? Was this might have been more like 20%, 25%. It wasn't 100%, but it was more than 5 or 10% messaging shift. Do you think it was like what, 15, 20?
Yeah, I think it's probably pushing that 15%, 20%.
So he was still doing what he's doing. He's still expert at what he's expert in. He didn't have to throw in the baby with the bathwater. He said, listen, here's the outcomes for the economic decision makers that are much more likely to bring me in. And if I added a strategy piece and I added a financial piece, yes, it's still facilities management, but it's really expense management. And then zooming out, it's about profitability management. And that's how he was able to crack the nut. So let's talk about shift number 2. Shift number 2, and this is again a little truth-telling time here. Do you have trouble finding buyers who can afford? And this always cracks me up. This kills me. Well, we can't really afford your program. We can't really afford. It's like, are you flipping kidding me? I just showed you how to make $30,000 a month, and you can't afford that program. You can't afford that speech. You can't afford that seminar. You can't afford to come out to that CEO roundtable. And the results that you guys generate in any area, marketing, sales, leadership, team, communication skills, presentation skills, career management, parenting, personal finance, finding joy at work, whatever it is, right? You guys are the needle movers. And for people to say to you, oh, we can't afford that, is completely ridiculous, and it is a shortcoming of articulation. So let's keep going here. Do you have trouble filling your pipeline with serious prospects who have an actual budget to invest? Do you have trouble getting initial conversations when you make any sort of initial outreach? Do you have trouble getting second meetings after that first phone call or first email or first LinkedIn exchange? And do you have trouble negotiating fees that you deserve and that that other people are getting? Most important, do you have trouble closing the deal? The reason I ask you these questions is because they are symptomatic that you have not yet made shift number 2. So this is about looking for love in all the wrong places. Low fee gigs, TIMEX versus Rolex, my friend. People buy who they are. So there are TIMEX people that you will never convert to Rolex, and there are Rolex people that would never dream of buying a TIMEX watch, much less being seen in public wearing a TIMEX watch. So if you stick to your guns and you focus on premium fees for premium prospects, here's what's going to happen. How many people, I want you guys to type in the word freeple if what I'm about to explain to you rings a bell at all. Because we want to turn off and repel the freeple. The freeple are the freebie seekers, right? There's freeple, there's cheaple, and then there's people. But let's talk about the freeple first. The freeple will waste your time on send me a proposal, let's have 17 phone conversations, we're bidding this out to 15 different speakers or consultants, you're buying a lot of breakfast, you're buying a lot of lunch, you're sending proposal after proposal. These people love feeling important. The problem is they're non-buyers, they're tire kickers, they're price shoppers, they're goofballs, and they're goobers, and they will never buy. Let me repeat that. They will never buy. You will never convert a TIMEX into a Rolex, ever. You will never convert a Walmart shopper into a Nordstrom's customer, ever. Type in the word freeple if you've wasted too much time trying to sell something to freeple and all they want is the freebies, all they want is the proposals, all they want is the webinars, all they want is the PDFs, all they want is the blog posts, and they're huge consumers of your free content, but when it comes to stepping up and actually solving the problem that you are all brilliant at solving, they go, nah, we're good. No, man, that's way too expensive. No, a $5,000 speech, I couldn't possibly. No, $10,000 consulting, initial consulting. No, we have $500. Can you come in and do consulting for $500? No. Practice this with me. Teresa, practice. No. Go ahead.
No.
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 No. That's how. No. So
hell no. I mean, no.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to see who the freeple people are in our world. How many freeple people do we have? We got the freeple people: Kimberly, Al, Jeff, Tracy, JR, David, the other David, Mark, Kimberly, fantastic. Michelle, Linda, Jeff. So you guys know what I'm talking about. So here's the next one. Not only will you turn off the freeple, but I want you to repel the cheaple. I want you to repel the $500, $1,000, $1,500, what I call the broke-ass losers. Because if you start taking broke-ass loser gigs, guess what you become? Teresa, what do you become?
Sorry, I was on mute. Repeat the question. I was answering some questions.
You start doing these broke-ass, if you start selling to broke-ass people and start accepting the $500 and $1,000 gigs from the cheaple, if you start doing business with broke-ass losers, what do you become?
Unfortunately, just as broke as the losers.
You become another broke-ass loser. So here's the deal. Teresa and I have this little mantra among ourselves and with our team, with Mark and Sam and the whole team here. The world needs us rich. The world needs you rich, my friends. And that is Teresa French, copyright 2017. The world needs you rich, right? Why are you dealing with these cheapy, broke-ass, loser, tire kicker goofballs? Here's the deal. When you set your premium fees, not only will you turn off the freeple and repel the cheaple, but you will finally attract your people. The real buyers who are already looking to solve this problem in a premium way. And we've already answered this. Have you wasted too much time and energy selling to TIMEX when your main focus needs to be finding, connecting with, adding value for, and building relationship with Rolex? So here's the harsh truth, my friends. By charging too little and staying focused on the broke-ass loser prospects who can quote-unquote afford your fees that are already too low, you've cut yourself off. You have literally cut off your nose to spite your face. You've cut yourself off from the entire top tier of clients and buyers who are looking for top-tier experts who charge top-tier fees. Let me be crystal clear on this point. This is a game changer right here. We're 32 minutes in. Like your head should be exploding right now. There are clients right now who are not hiring you, prospects, who are not hiring you for one and only one reason, that reason that you're too cheap. There are prospects right now who are not only able to pay premium fees, not only willing to pay premium fees, and that all sounds pretty good. Here's the rub, guys. I'm going to pause for dramatic effect. Not only able to pay premium fees, not only willing to pay premium fees, they're expecting to pay premium fees. You come in $500, $2,500, $3,500, $4,000. They're like, what's wrong with this guy? There must be something wrong. I went to his website, I watched his video, I saw his one sheet, I'm on his blog. The guy looks good, but man, $4,000, that's something must be wrong. Like, does he have, some kind of contagious disease? Is he like an idiot? Is he just starting out? Is he an amateur? No. You are being undermined. You are undermining yourself in the marketplace by charging too little. I'm really sorry. By the way, this is a relativistic truth. Let me explain what that means before my head explodes. A relativistic truth is you can be a $10,000 speaker. We've worked with $10,000 speakers. The problem is they've been $10,000 for the last 8 years. And so 5 years ago, they should have moved to 12.5. 3 years ago, they should have moved to 15. And about 18 months ago, they should have moved to 17.5. But they didn't. So this is not about, oh, I'm making $10,000, I'm fine. Maybe you're not. We're working with someone right now who came into our program charging and getting easily $15,000 per speech. And she's awesome, and she's killing it right now. And this was a relativistic truth for her. Is she wasn't getting the right kind of gigs at the right kind of fees to graduate to the next level for her. Right? Graduate to the next level for you. Don't compare yourself to other speakers going, hey, I'm doing okay. I'm getting $5,000 or $6,000 already. Maybe you should be getting 10. Maybe you should be getting 12. And you just don't know it because you're scared to up-level your business. We don't want to do that. So just based on what we've shared so far, we've got 3 more shifts to go here. Are you ready to finally get serious? Type in the word serious. This is only for serious people, Teresa. Am I wrong?
No, you are absolutely right. And I'm hoping the chat just fires up.
So
we gotta be
time
serious.
to get, if you're tired of playing small ball, type in the word serious. If you're tired of small potatoes fees and small potatoes clients, and you want to connect with a much higher caliber of client, whether you know where to find them right now or not, please don't worry about that. Just type in the word serious.
There we
know how
go.
to find them. We know how to guide you to find them. We can talk about how to guide you to find them later. I need the commitment. I need the decisiveness that you're no longer going to play small ball, small potatoes, BS, subpar fees, serving subpar clients, and struggling and fumbling and bumbling and spaghetti on the wall. No more spaghetti on the wall. If that's you, type in the word serious. And then the rest of this session is going to be a whole heck of a lot more valuable for you.
This is what I'm talking about. You guys are showing up. Nice job. Serious, serious, serious. Serious over and over again, BJ said. Yes, serious. That's why I'm here, Al said. We've got a handful of time. Oh, sorry. Serious, no small balls anymore.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
On board.
No small balls. Because here's the deal, gang. We are at the top. We're at the top of the fourth quarter. We're at the top of the fourth quarter right now, right? October 11th. People, is this being recorded? Is this like a replay? Is this a robot? No, it's not a robot. Teresa and I are really here. Welcome. Wednesday, October the 11th. It's the top of quarter four. Maybe 2017 wasn't what you were hoping it would be. Maybe 2017 was another small ball year, although I love no more small balls. Maybe you still have time, and I'm telling you that you do still have time, to turn this around even for 2017. This game is not over until 11:59 p.m. on December 31st. You can make a lot of money between now and December 31st. You can have 2017 be one of your best years, and then you can have 2018 be your best year, bar none, if you get serious today. If you get serious today. If this is like, oh, it's another webinar, it's another David Newman thing, David's nice, David's funny, David's smart, great. You know, you may as well drop off now, because this is not for the dabblers and, the monkey nuts and the people who are not serious about making this work. I did not get up at 3:09 a.m. to work with people who are not serious. I love sleep, by the way. Don't get me wrong. I love sleep. I get up at 5 a.m. every day anyway. So for me to lose 2 hours of sleep on that schedule to bring you this information, I need you to be serious. I just need you to be serious. Sorry, guys. All right, let's talk about stop looking for gigs. Start solving problems. This is huge. Speakers, if you position yourself as a speaker, speakers are always going to be subject to the variations in the meetings industry, the ups and downs. You guys were killed in 2008. You were killed again in 2011. Depending how far you go back, you were definitely killed in 2001 and 2002 when the meetings industry came to a grinding halt after 9/11. Every few years, you're going to get knocked off your horse and go back to zero if all you have to offer the marketplace is, I'm a speaker. Problem solvers, more in demand when things get ugly. So I started my business, and some of you guys know this story. I started my business back in January of 2002, probably the worst time, maybe after September 12th, 2001, which probably is the worst time to start a business, just with the economic and world situation at that point with global tragedies. First 3 years of my business, I was just knocking all over the wrong places, talking to the wrong people for the wrong prices for the speaking part of my business. Now, what's interesting is the coaching part of my business in 2002 and 3 and 4, that's what kept me alive. When things really hit the fan in 2008, the coaching and consulting went up even higher. When things hit the fan in 2011, because I'm not just a speaker, I'm a speaker who's also a problem solver, or here's the shift for you guys, you're a problem solver who speaks. And there's many investable opportunities in your world, but you're a problem solver first and a speaker second. That's what it needs to be. My parents, God bless my parents, they were asking, how's business? Are you okay? Are you going to make it? What's going on? I was like, you know what? It's the worse things get, the more money I make. Because I'm a problem solver, I'm a have to have in this environment. I'm not a nice to have. And you guys, in your niche, in your industry, when there's a crisis of leadership, when there's a crisis of communication, when there's a crisis of teamwork, when there's a crisis of financial or productivity or personal effectiveness, when there's a crisis of motivation or inspiration, you are needed now more than ever if you're a problem solver and you're a nice to have and you're easy not to spend money on if you're a speaker. So here's how to get on their radar as a problem solver more so than a speaker. You have to figure out very clearly, and we can help you figure this out, by the way, who wants that outcome that you deliver. what conditions are changing in your marketplace, who stands to win faster with you than without you, who stands to lose, like lose big time, or not if they have you in their corner. So are you doing a listening campaign where you've got your ear to the ground with trends and news and industry shifts for the types of corporations, associations, conferences, and groups that you want to serve? Because here's the soundbite, my friends: solve bigger problems, get bigger checks. It's always been that way. Good times or bad, happy or sad, feel like it or not, solve bigger problems, get bigger checks. Frankly, I love speakers. Speakers is my life. Speakers, coaches, consultants. Speakers don't solve a lot of problems. Speakers solve speaking problems. Problem solvers who speak, they solve business problems, they solve nonprofit problems, they solve government problems, they solve healthcare problems, they solve personal and professional and financial problems, they solve executive problems, they solve team problems, they solve leadership problems, they solve career problems, they solve banking problems, they solve all kinds of problems. And those problems are have to fix. They're not nice to fix. So how can you start getting on their radar in these kinds of ways so that you are immediately more relevant, immediately more valuable, and the price objections go completely away? Completely away. Completely away. That's our goal for you. All right. Dr. Mike Thompson, one of my favorite human beings. The only person who might love Mike more than I do is Teresa.
Yeah, I was going to say he's kind of my favorite. He's got to be my favorite.
He's kind of our speaker crush, our client crush. Fantastic guy. Came into the program, 30-year veteran. 30-year veteran, primarily in the education market. Here's what he said in his own words coming into the program. He had some of this stuff figured out, but not all. He's always hunting wabbits. Always going on that gig-to-gig hamster wheel. Where's the next gig? Where's the next program? Where's my next $2,500 or $3,500? And again, the education market has lower fees, so he wasn't even getting the $5,500, $6,500, $7,500 that he's getting today in the business market because we helped him pivot. But in his own words, that was his problem. Let's see where he ended up after solving this problem, not being Mike the speaker, but being Mike the problem solver. So sponsorship was the huge key that we inserted into his lock. He says, I got one sponsor on the line for a $50,000 deal and another one just closed for $75,000 a year for 3 years. So that's $225,000. And that deal is sold. By the way, that deal is signed, sealed, delivered. That was in the bank. I can't say enough about David personally, which is very kind, and his mentoring program made all the difference. I've stopped hunting wabbits, and I'm finally building a real business around my speaking. So again, this is the dramatic impact of the shift. Even a 30-year wonderful guy, right? PhD, super smart, super valuable, super experienced. The shift from speaker to problem solver, profound. Profound. Profound, profound, profound. Okay, third shift. Stop focusing. Stop focusing. Yes, you can circle your calendar. Today is October the 11th. David Newman said stop focusing. Here's what I mean. All we hear is focus, focus, focus. Best advice or worst advice in the world? I don't know. Here's the deal. Focus in the wrong way. Focus in the wrong way, and you become a one-trick pony. You become a one-dimensional, same-o, lame-o speaker in that you look like every other single topic speaker. So here's the ultimate question, gang. We're going to answer it right now. Should you be focused or should you be broad? The answer is yes. Ha ha! Teresa, I think we got him. I think we got him. I think we got like 150 people on here going, what the heck? Okay, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Here's what I mean. And this is a game changer for so many of our clients. I mean, oh my, I'm giving you the gold right here. I'm just giving you the gold. I'm sorry. Find overlapping areas of your own expertise, your own domain knowledge, the topics, the building blocks, the ingredients, the phases and stages of the work that you do, maybe even competing priorities or surprising adjacencies, unlikely combinations of your own background, expertise, and experience so that you become, like, so I come out of the world of theater. You guys know this. So some of you know this. I have an MFA in stage directing, which is pretty funny to this day, but that's okay. In theater, when you go to a Broadway show, someone's called a triple threat. They're called a triple threat when they're a great actor, they're a great singer, and they're a great dancer. There's great dancers and all they do is dance, and they couldn't sing or act to save their lives. There's great singers who are terrible actors and should never get on the dance floor, and vice versa. Triple threat, awesome actor, awesome singer, awesome dancer, right? That's what you need to be in your world. That's a combining strategy. So here's what I mean. Very common trap. And that you can take a weakness and make it a strength. Speakers and experts who offer 17 different topics or programs, and maybe this is you. I know this was certainly me. We call this foreground-background confusion. What that means is that what is really needing to happen here is you need to have a unifying theme. Think about a backpack that you can put all those topics into, and then the backpack becomes your unstoppable super package. So the distinction in the marketplace is your combination of areas of expertise. It's now not diffused. It's not a grocery bag. It doesn't look like a generalist. It looks like a multi-dimensional, deep knowledge and deep set of solutions to a very specific set of problems. So let's go down an example here. Scott McClymon's client came to work with us. His company was called something else. Now it's called CEO Velocity because we helped him rebrand and rename his company. Let's look at the first paragraph on the website. Consulting and coaching firm helping leaders of financial institutions and mid-market businesses acquire ideal customers and build profitable relationships with them. So here's Scott's triple play. Here's how he combined his background. From my background in A, business intelligence, B, marketing strategy, and C, corporate leadership, and he also adds in small business ownership, I know companies live or die based on their ability to, and then watch this. Here it is in action. Define and attract ideal customers. Develop leaders and employees focused on those customers, and then empower them with systems and knowledge to create and deliver great customer value. Let's unpack that. Define and attract ideal customers. That is marketing strategy. Develop leaders and employees focused on those customers. That is corporate leadership. And then empower them with systems and knowledge to create and deliver great customer value. That's the business intelligence. That's the business. So he's saying, listen, I'm not just great at A. I'm not just great at B. I'm not just great at C. Where I am the king, where I'm the undisputed king of the mountaintop, is I am your go-to guy for A plus B plus C. A plus B plus C together is about 10 times more powerful than any one of these things by itself. So how do we know? What's the measure of success? Cover stories in the credit, he's in the credit union and primarily in the credit union, but also small community banking world. But really 80% credit union business, credit union management. He's all over these publications. This is the CEO Velocity column in this publication. And he's got a regular monthly column 12 times a year. And he's interviewing CEOs of the credit unions that, guess what, he wants to do business with. This is his media page on his website. This goes down to about 55 or 60 articles. This is five or six screens deep. Literally 5 or 6 screens deep. CEOvelocity.com. You can check it out if you want to have a look at it for yourself. This is the simplest way to stand out in your market. Take these 3 circles. You guys can screenshot this. You can jot this down on a piece of paper. This right here is your number one source, the quickest, fastest, most profitable source of distinction. Where are you the king of the mountaintop when it comes to A plus B plus C? Scott McClymon's, I showed you what his was. Marketing, business intelligence, leadership. Is he just a leadership guy? No. There's a ton of leadership people. Is he just business intelligence? No. There's a million business intelligence gurus. Who cares? Is he just about strategy? No. There's a million strategy people. It's where strategy meets leadership meets marketing. Boom. That's where he's the king of the mountain, in that red intersection of those 3 circles. So let's go to the question box, guys. I need you to do this for your business right now. Name one way that you will stop focusing and start combining. Put in A plus B plus C, marketing plus sales plus customer service plus assertiveness plus whatever, right? 2 or 3 areas of your own personal background, your personal story, your personal experiences, previous jobs, previous careers. Name the 3 areas that you are now going to start combining so that you truly stand out in the market as the go-to expert and the category of one. All permission going to Joe Calloway for a fantastic book called The Category of One. So name one way and literally put your 3 circles into the question box. You know, mine, by the way, in case you're curious, is marketing plus sales plus business development. Marketing is to get the leads. Sales is to close the leads. Business development is how to expand and accelerate the business that you've got into more and better investable opportunities. So helping speakers do more coaching and consulting, helping consultants do more speaking and training, helping online course creators do more speaking and training or CEO roundtables. So expanding the number and quality and depth of your investable opportunities. So if I were to name my 3, am I just a marketing guy? No. Am I just a sales guy? No. Am I just a business growth? No. It's marketing plus sales plus business development. That is our secret sauce. That's what Teresa and Mark and I do all day, and Sam and Victoria and Morgan and everybody on the team here. They know that that is our 3 magic circles formula. So Teresa, what are some people's 3 magic circles formula? Who's going to be combining things into a high profit speaking business?
Sarah is attract, develop, and retain. Stuart is attracting, developing, and retaining. I thought that was ironic. Same business. Janet says media, communication, and presentation.
Love it.
Bill Hogg, marketing, leadership, and change.
Sweet.
Adam says leadership, human behavior, and motivation. Let's see. Carl is marketing, business development, and communications. Keith is leadership, sales, team building.
Sweet.
Peter, entrepreneurship, strategy, reset economy, leading in a reset economy.
Oh, that's cool. I love that.
Michelle says change, culture, and leadership. Rocco's marketing, motivation, and results. Mike says manufacturing, operational design, and execution, getting results.
Fantastic. By the way, let me, now that the cat's out of the bag, let me give you guys the template. I'm just going to go back. Let me give you the template for this. Screenshot this for me. Everyone needs to take a screenshot, do a screen grab right here. This is 1 paragraph and 3 bullets. This is what makes Scott McClymonds the drop-dead rock star in his niche, in his field. The template is, from my background in A, B, and C, I know that companies live or die based on their ability to outcome number 1, outcome number 2, result number 3. All action words: define, develop, empower, build, boost, create, energize, reduce, slash, increase, skyrocket, whatever the action words are. This is completely your template, guys. I don't know how to make this webinar more valuable. Teresa, please slap me around. How do I make this webinar more valuable?
I think you're doing a great job, David. This is everybody's got great comments.
You know what? I need to go to the only way we can do this, Teresa. We need to buy airplane tickets. Go to everyone's office, start sending emails, start making phone calls, start interviewing, start building relationships, disguise our voices as them, and then have them make $10,000, $20,000 a month like clockwork. That's the only thing I can do to make this more done for you.
Yeah, this is as close as it gets. And serious
people, guys. Now, this is, by the way, if you're loving this, if this has brought value to you, not right now, but after we're done, I'd love some kind words on Facebook. I'd love some kind words in either the Thought Leadership Marketing Facebook group or the Art of High Profit Speaking Facebook group, because we're emptying the tank here for you. And if this isn't going to make you money, I don't know what will. I just don't know what will. All right, let's move on. I'm getting tired of dropping this gold and people going, yeah, I'm not sure I get it. Let's see where Scott ended up. Very excited about the results, frankly, as he should be. In the pipeline are 3 paid speaking engagements at high-profile leadership conferences, a large systems project with a top 10 U.S. bank, credit union CEO mastermind groups, a year-long CEO leadership intensive with the largest state-based credit union trade association in the country. Bam, 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 bam. That is combination. That is unfocus, start combining. Unfocus, start combining. Why are these CEO mastermind groups coming together? Why is he getting paid to speak? Why is he doing a year-long leadership intensive? Because he is now the go-to guy. Because we helped him define those 3 circles and articulate them and transmit them to the marketplace in a very powerful, relevant way. All right, shift 4. Move from information to transformation. And here's where a lot of our speakers and a lot of our clients make a pretty big mistake. Information is worthless. Inspiration, a little bit more valuable, but not a lot. Recommendation, if I want any of these 3 things, you know where I'm going to go? I'm going to go to YouTube. I'm going to go to Google. I've got zillions of gigabytes of information. I have trillions of gigabytes of inspiration. I probably have, let's call it millions of gigabytes of recommendation. Where you're going to move the needle for your clients and audiences comes with implementation and transformation. That is where the money is made. So I would do a website audit on your website right now. I would say, how much am I promising information, inspiration, recommendation versus how much am I promising action and results? Action equals implementation. Results equals transformation. How much are you literally speaking about, articulating, and putting into the marketplace? That there's a lot of people with information. This isn't that. There's a lot of people with inspiration, recommendation. This isn't those either. I'm going to be the guy or gal who helps you get it done. I'm going to be the guy or gal that helps you cross the bridge from implementation to ultimately transformation and transformational results. If that's your message, that this isn't just a nice to have, it's a have to have. It's not just more talk, it's a whole lot more action. It's not just a whole lot more action, it's action that leads to tangible outcomes. People buy outcomes from us. They don't buy information, speeches, coaching, consulting, mentoring, whatever. It's about applied expertise, my friends. Application, implementation, results. That is worth 10 times a static course, a static speech, a static one-way data dump. That is not worth anything near. Don't tell them what you're going to do. Show them. You need real-world, do this now, action-based advice. It's not about your ideas. It's about their results when they implement your ideas and cross the finish line. So think about this as the golden triangle. Some of you guys have seen this before. Hugely valuable. Speaking is awareness. That's all that a good speech is ever going to do. If they want to actually implement, they need a training solution now from you on the second leg of the golden triangle, because that's where skills transfer happens. They don't have the competencies and the capabilities before the training. You implement a training solution or a series of solutions, $5,000 or $10,000 per day. After you've left the building, they now do have those competencies and capabilities, and they are now making changes, getting into action, and seeing different results. If you want to sustain that, then you go to the third leg of the golden triangle and go over to the consulting and coaching side, because that's where sustained behavior change over an extended period of time needs to happen. Now, you do that right, and you will keep on going around the golden triangle. Speaking leads to training opportunities. Training opportunities leads to consulting and coaching profit centers in your business. That leads to more speaking, because now they're going to repeat, refer, and recommend. They're going to repeat, refer, and recommend other business units, other parts of the company, other regions, other brands, if you're working with brand managers. And this will continue to be a perpetual cycle of account cross-selling, upselling, referrals, and repeat business. You do not need many clients like this to have a multi-six-figure or maybe even a seven-figure at some point in the future business You can do high impact, high penetration, low volume of clients. 3 or 4 or 5 of these clients where you're working all 3 sides of the golden triangle, and man, life gets so much easier. Life gets so much more fun. Life gets so much more profitable. So I'm curious, based on your business where it is right now, type in the word triangle. If you could see that golden triangle business model working for you, type the word triangle in the question box, and I want to see how many people can relate to this golden triangle business model, where part of what you do is speaking, part of what you do is training, seminars, workshops, strategic work sessions, and some of what you do is longer term coaching and consulting to really impact the DNA of that client organization, that client company, that franchise, that distributorship, whatever it is. And because I'll tell you what, there's also a sponsorship angle to this. Once you've mastered this golden triangle, you can easily pick that triangle up and start to monetize it in a sponsorship realm as well. So Teresa, who are our triangle people that think this might work for them?
Michelle, Linda, James, David, Betty, Mike, Sarah, JR. We got Mark and Catherine and Keith. We got a couple hell yeah triangles in there. We got Colin, we got Don, Mark Lowe. We've got, it's making sense, David. Everybody's coming through with great feedback.
Okay.
It's landing.
I like it. I like it. So golden triangle, pretty key point there. Let's talk about the rainbow. Let's talk about the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You guys ready for this one? Again, remember, 3:09 a.m. 3:09 a.m. I'm coming up with all kinds of crazy crap. Pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. How do you make a rainbow? How do you make a rainbow? Literally, rainbow is rain. Rain. Gray, rain, wet. What's the rain in our pot of gold rainbow? It's your clients and audience's specific urgent problems. What do you bring to the rain that makes the rainbow? Light. You bring light, my friends. Refracted sunlight is what a rainbow is made of. You help them illuminate the reality of their situation. You help them illuminate their biggest, nastiest challenges. You help them illuminate the obstacles and gaps of how they could be and should be doing things better. And again, with their leadership, with their customer service, with their sales or marketing or parenting or career, with their bank, with their team, with their franchisees, whatever it is, you are illuminating their realities, their challenges, obstacles, and gaps, and then you're offering a spectrum. Isn't this great? Spectrum of solutions that they can act on, implement, and use right away. So our job in this value-adding process is to give them the needle movers, give them the quick wins, make yourself the shortcut, give them the obvious shortest path to the results, the outcomes, the impact, and the improvements that they want to make. How will you deliver that? I don't know. Maybe it's at 1 or 2 or 3 points of that golden triangle, but you need rain, you need urgent, pervasive, expensive problems, you need light to show them this is a have to have and not a nice to have, and then what do you show up with? You show up with a spectrum of solutions that they can act on, small, medium, large, and supersize. Let's talk about Tony Lucero. Probably our second favorite after Mike, although, yeah, they're all favorites. They're all favorites. You can't really pick one. You can't really pick one. So Tony came through our program. He says, long story short, I picked up 2 coaching clients totaling $32,400, and I'm on retainer for 90 days at $10,000 per month with the company. So I'll do the math for you. That's $62,400. And he says, the reason I'm telling you this is not to boast, because many of you are much better than I am, so he's a little humble brag in here. David outlines and focuses on what I want to attract in my business that allowed the doors to be opened. Stay the course, do the work, and know your target market. For God's sakes, people, know your target market. And then my comment down below was, Tony, love these results, energy, and momentum. Go, Tony. And then he says at the bottom, your program, David, made this possible. So this is exactly what I mean about the rainbow, about getting into problem solver mode. Tony was a fantastic speaker, by the way, coming into the program. He had no problem getting on stages. He had problems sustaining it consistently and getting the kind of money that he knew he deserved. So I said, okay, what else is in your spectrum? What else needs to be in your pot of gold rainbow? How else can we market? How else can we monetize? How else can you make yourself available to these companies in ways that they would tremendously value and in ways that would put immediate cash flow into your pocket? And this is the result. $32,400, 10 plus $10,000 a month for 3 months. Nah, not bad. And this was, I think, in week 6. Week 6 out of the 8-week program that he was in. So shift number 5, stop paying your dues. First of all, I'd love to know, what does that phrase even mean? What does that even mean, paying your dues? Paying your dues is probably the dumbest phrase when it comes to a speaking-driven business that I've ever heard in my life. Here's what it sounds like. Oh, you have to speak 500 times for free before you'll ever get paid. Well, again, thank God no one's telling our clients that. Just thank God no one's telling our clients that, because that's totally false. You have to pay your dues. You have to start small. You're not ready to charge more. Who are you to come out and charge $5,000, $7,500? You've never made that much, and you're not ready. You're not worthy. You're not good enough. You're just in this for a couple of years. Who the heck are you? We're talking to people who are in this for less than a year and charging and getting $15,000. No joke. And they're 1 year in, they're going, yeah, I'm not sure it's working. We're like, yeah, dude, trust me, it's working. Let's get it working more consistently. Let's get it working all the time, every month, and not once in a while. So all of that paying your dues nonsense has to go. Please. It's time to start paying your bills, folks. While I'm ranting here, type in the word bills if you agree that it's time to start paying your bills and time to stop paying your dues. Just type in the word bills. I want to see a lot of bills. I love bills. Type in the word bills. Here's the deal. If you're tired of undercharging and under-earning, and again, that's a relativistic term. Even if you're a seasoned pro and you're making $10,000 or $12,000 per speech, if you haven't moved that price in a couple years, you're still undercharging and under-earning. Here's the deal. And again, as you're typing in bills, and I'm seeing these come in, so thank you. Fees are a filter for your best clients. The more you charge, the more they pay attention. The more they pay attention, the more they respect you. The more they respect you, the more they implement. The more they implement, the more and better results that they get. So fees are a filter also on their end for who they're willing to look at and who they're willing to hire. Your fees come in too cheap, you're going to be invisible to the market that is looking, expecting, and not only able and willing, but expecting to pay premium fees. Premium clients expect to pay premium fees. I just said that. And then it's not about what you need to earn. It's about what they need to pay to take you seriously. Are we getting some more bills in there, Teresa? Bills, bills, bills?
Bills, 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 bills.
Bills coming in left and right. Bills.
I like the green ones, though, not the ones that come in envelopes.
Yeah, exactly. So here's how I learned this. QVC did a big program for QVC in 2005, sat down with the VP of Learning and Development. I had a self-published book. I thought I was the bomb. I said, listen, it's $6,000. This is in 2005, which is pretty funny. Here's the exact words out of the buyer's mouth. We're not used to paying any more than $4,500 for a one-day program. Now, let's unpack that. Used to. Used to means it's standard. Used to means it's normal. We're not used to paying any more than, and so this is 12 years ago, by the way. Do the math on that. In today's dollars, just doing cost of inflation, it would be $5,593.07. Thank you, Internet Inflation Calculator. So here's the deal, guys. Here's the news flash for you. Why aren't you charging at least what low-level, no-name trainers and speakers like me were charging and getting more than 12 years ago? Why isn't your fee and again, for some of you guys, I know it's higher than this, but for those of you guys where it's not, you need some help. You need some coaching on this. We're giving you the coaching right here, right now. $4,500, $5,500, $7,500 is where you need to start playing ball. No more small balls. Someone said that, and I'm going to endorse that. That's my new bumper sticker, is no more small balls. No more small potatoes thinking. No more small potatoes fees. Why aren't you charging at least what low-level, no-name trainers and speakers like David Newman were charging and getting 12 years ago. By the way, to answer your question, I backed off to $6,000, and we ended up doing 2 programs for her at $4,500 each. So I got this twice in 2005, and it was no big deal. It was no sign-offs. It was no act of Congress. It was no let me check with the CEO. It was piece of cake, 4,500, 4,500, boom, easy, done. 12 years ago. Man, you're not doing this today? Something's seriously wrong. Something is seriously wrong with your business. We got to fix it. We got to fix it. Think of it in terms of this. How much from a new dentist for a root canal, right? New dentist comes up in your office. Oh, time for a root canal. Are you paying less because the guy's new? How much for an airline ticket on a plane where it's this pilot's first time behind this particular aircraft? Is your airline seat any cheaper because this 4-bar captain, it's her first time in a 737? How about your first tax return if you're a brand newly minted CPA? Is that tax return cheaper? No. The root canal is the same. The airline seat is the same. The tax return is the same. Here's the answer. You're paying the going rate for all of those things. Your minimum speaker fee to be credible. And some of you guys should be at 75. Some of you guys should be at 10K. Some of you guys on this call should be at 12K, and we can get you there. Here's your minimum speaker fee. Here's the minimum wage. $4,500 to be taken seriously. Anything less than that, it's amateur hour. So let's internalize this. Let's anchor this for you right now. Type in your new fee. I don't care where you are. Only Teresa and I can see this anyway. Type in your new fee. What's the number? 55, 65, 7,500, 4,500. What's your new fee? Better not be less than 4,500. And one word on how it feels. Scary, exhilarated, excited, chills. Type in your new fee. Give us a number and a word. A number and an emotion word on how it feels. So 9,500, awesome. 7,500, just right. So that was 2 words, but that's okay. What else is popping up, Teresa?
That's 7,500 appropriate. So
Yeah.
there's some work there. 10,000 is scary. 15,000, pretty awesome. 5,500, still a little scary. 5,000 feels about right for now. 79.97 is professional. 30,000 sales proposal amount, sweet. 4,500, poopy.
Nice.
50,000 validated. 7,500 fulfilling. Fair. 10,000 scared. 8,000 about time. 10,000 happier. Worth it. 5,000 feels doable. 10,000, why not?
And let me tackle that one for a second. Then we'll go to number 5. Then we'll wrap it up with our Q&A. Why not? Man, this is, and Teresa knows this, and all of our clients know this as well. There are people out there right now charging way more money than you. They're not as good. They're not as capable. They're not as experienced. They don't have your expertise. They're not as conscientious. They don't care about their audiences and clients the way you do. They are not as credible. They are not as serious, and they are not as valuable at the end of the day than you are. But they're getting paid maybe 2 or 3 times what you are. The reason for that, and the reason this is so frustrating and so maddening for all of us, is they're getting it because they're charging it. And they are not being held back by small potatoes, small balls, imposter syndrome, paying your dues. Their job number one, and your job number one now, is going to be about paying your bills and getting those checks in the door. So that little kind of toss-off statement of, hey, why not? I would turn that back to you and ask you in a drop-dead serious way, actually, why not? Why not? And there's no reason why not. That's your new fee. If that's your commitment, that's what you go to the marketplace with. I dare anyone to tell you that you're not worth it. Because there are people that are charging more right now that are worth a whole lot less. And they deliver a lot less, and they have a lot less to give, and they care a lot less. And that's the unfairness that Teresa and I are spending every day of our working life trying to correct, is that there's awesome people undercharging and under-earning, and there's goofballs out there who are making a killing because they think they can. And no one's the wiser, and they're leaving a wake of destruction and disappointment in their path, but that doesn't matter. They're great at getting that first gig. Where they fall down, they're never invited back. When they disappoint, they burn the bridge, they blow up these relationships, they just figure, okay, I'll move on to the next sucker. I don't care. And that's not you. That's nobody on this webinar right now, because again, I know you guys and I see your names in here. All right, let's talk about paying your bills. You can turn this around in a very short period of time, literally a few weeks. No more small potatoes or small balls. I'm going to change this slide for the next time. No more small balls thinking and doing. Stop treating this like an expensive hobby. Guys, please stop treating this like an expensive hobby. Being broke was not your initial dream when you started this, right? I mean, please tell me that being broke and struggling and financially treading water, that's not what you had envisioned when you started your entrepreneurial journey, and it can stop right now. So how much should you be earning? I will tell you. Teresa and I have a very firm belief that you should be making doctor money. Doctor money, according to payscale.com, average family physician in the US makes $186,600 a year. You know what that is? That is a good initial goal. If you're not making that now, that should be goal number one. $186,600 a year. If you're past that, let's raise your goal. If you're not there yet, let's make that your initial goal if you're going to be serious. Lots of ways to do it, guys. Lots of paths up the mountain. You can do it with speaking, $4,500 to $7,500 a day. Same with training. Coaching packages, $6,000, $10,000, $12,000 coaching packages. Our clients sell those all the time. Consulting can be $5 or $20, $5, $10, $15, $20,000 a month, sometimes a lot more. One of our clients actually closed a 2-year, $20,000 a month gig as a consultant and 10% profit share on the bump in sales that the company would get over those 2 years. So that's $480,000 of cash money and probably another $500,000 of that 10% bump based on that size. Again, that was based on pricing it smartly, based on our advice, and not doing it like a goofball or small ball, small potatoes. Licensing, sponsorship, the sky's the limit. $50,000, $100,000. You saw Mike Thompson with a $225,000 sponsorship, and he's just getting started. He's talking to more people. He's talking to more people than that $225,000 sponsorship that closed. He'll probably make $500,000 in sponsor revenue in the next 12 months. I have a very high degree of confidence. So here's the magic formula. Price times quantity equals total. You simply do the math, folks. 2 speeches, what does that bring in? 1 training, what does that bring in? Let's say you want to do 1 coaching, what does that bring in? If I'm bringing in 2 speeches at $4,500, that's $9,000 a month. 9,000 times 12, it's $108,000. If I want to get to the doctor money, I have to do other things. I might do the training, add another $4,500 a month, that's another $54K. I might do training and coaching. I don't care what you add. Let's say that you don't like training. Let's say that you start with just speaking and coaching. 108 plus 72, forget the 54K. 108, 72, that's 180. There's your doctor money. You like doing all 3? Let's do 234. You like doing speaking and training? Great. 108 plus 54, it's 162. I don't care where you are. In fact, this is just the foundational formula for you to add, increase it, decrease it, flex it around to what you're comfortable doing. But here's the magic. Once you've done this price times quantity equals total, now you know where you're going. Now you have a business model, service model, and revenue model that you can really get behind, and you can make it happen. So if that seems 100% real for you, just the reality-based mathematics, type in the word possible in the question box. And let me actually, I'm going to go back here. See, a couple of services and a couple of financial goals on a monthly basis, if that seems possible, you can do your math. Maybe your math is different. Maybe your math is higher or lower. Maybe there's different buckets in here. Maybe you have an online course. Maybe you've got a mentor program. I don't know what you've got. But does this reality-based math make that doctor money seem possible? Type in the word possible if that doctor money is no longer a pipe dream for you. How many doctors in the house, Teresa?
We've got a lot of doctors. We've got BJ, Tracy, James, David, True, Catherine, Michael, Al, Carrie, Janet, nice job, Deborah, David saying possible, Mark saying possible, Carl says possible, absolutely possible, very possible. They're buying it. They're going to be selling it though very soon.
Yeah, no, exactly right. Well, and again, this is mindset before skill set. The reason that we're doing this at all is to anchor you in how possible this actually is if you take the small balls and small potatoes and, all the silly blinders off of your speaking driven business. Because you can keep struggling, or you can make this happen so fast your head's going to spin. So fast your head's going to spin. So let's talk about this. Susan Robertson, this is actually a text. This is a text or a Facebook, I'm not sure which, but it's the message. She says, just landed one. I was like, ho, hang on. I didn't hear about this. I said, is this a confirmed gig? And how much are they paying? And she says, yes, $7,500. This happened so fast, she didn't know how to bill them. So I said, okay, it's a 50% deposit to hold the date, and then the balance due 7 or 14 days before the program. So bam, within 5 weeks, she booked her first $7,500 speech. She'd never been paid this kind of money for speaking. Seasoned consultant, had done a lot of consulting projects. All that was great, but 75 from zero to hero, basically. 7,500, everything else was small potatoes before this. And about 2 weeks later, here's what she said: got a speaking gig I feel sure I would have never gotten if I weren't in your program. It's chock full of prime prospects. I would have done it for free, but instead I'm getting $3,500 plus full-length HD video, plus personal introductions to people I target from their list, plus video testimonials. That's a huge win for me for something I would have normally done for free and probably wouldn't have even thought to try to get regardless. So that was 2 weeks after. So all told, from zero to a $7,500 gig, another $3,500 gig that she would have done as a freebie and maybe not even thought she could possibly qualify, right? I'm not good enough for this, right? $11,000 in 6 weeks. $11,000. So this doesn't take months and years. This can literally take weeks. This can take weeks. This can take a handful of months to totally turn this around in your speaking-driven business. So bonus tip number 6, then we're going to hit our Q&A here in a minute. Invest in mentoring. I'm not going to tell you how much money I've spent on mentoring, but it's a lot. It is over $100,000 over the last 24 months. Everyone should have a mentor. Mentoring brings in 2 things. Number 1, new ideas and accountability for implementation. So there's new ideas in your head right now that would not have been there if you hadn't made time for this webinar. A good mentor will give you great ideas and make sure that you act on them. A great mentor also puts together a powerful group of people all working toward the same kind of goals, and that is a force multiplier. So in the mentoring programs that Teresa and I run, there are people earning $3,000 a month, working right alongside people earning $30,000 a month and more, and everyone benefits from that crosstalk, that conversation, that collaboration. So here's what you need to win. Number 1, escape the stuckness curve, especially if you're in that middle and advanced area. How do you escape it? Don't be so sure. Be willing to flex, be willing to make those 5, 10, 15% shifts. Stop looking for gigs, start solving problems. Stop focusing and start combining your areas of expertise. Move away from information and move towards implementation and transformation. Stop paying your dues, start paying your bills, and then your bonus strategy is invest in mentoring. So now you have a choice, my friends. Life is all about choices. You can keep going the way you came in here an hour and 25 minutes ago, Old results, underbooked, underpaid, keep being confused about what your next level looks like, spinning your wheels, still not earning what you deserve, especially at that intermediate or advanced level. But this also applies to folks that are newer to the game. Not reaching your next level of income, whatever that means for you, just can't figure out the password to the secret club of experts who are making great money. Or we can stop the crazy right now. We can stop the small balls. We can stop the small potatoes. So that can all end today. Today, no more small balls. And Teresa, I'm serious, man. We're doing bumper stickers. We're doing bumper stickers on this.
How about t-shirts?
So let's help you guys diagnose what's really going on. Plus, you will get a No More Small Balls t-shirt from Teresa French. Here's what we're going to do with you guys. We're going to help you find the strategic gaps. We're going to help you refocus, reframe, reboot your speaking-driven business. We're going to look at everything that we talked about today on what needs to be fixed for you specifically. Your exact messaging and packaging, your exact positioning, your pricing. We're going to look at your marketing and your sales. What's wrong, what needs to be fixed. We're going to fill in what's missing for you to consistently get clients that you love, and finally, earn what you deserve. And to apply for a strategy session with Teresa and Mark or me, it's doitmarketing.com/apply. So Teresa, want to pop that in the chat if it's not already there, so folks have a nice little hot clickable link that they can go to. We've got a couple of spots this week, maybe through Friday, I think. And then once we're full, we're full. Here's what's going to happen. So we have set aside some time to speak to you personally about how you can apply these ideas to your business starting today. The cost of these breakthrough sessions, because we get this question a lot, is free. Let me repeat that. It's free. It is $0. The place to go to apply is doitmarketing.com/apply. We got really clever with that URL. So that's where to go to apply for a strategy session. Now, I will tell you this is not for everyone. And I'll tell you who it's not for specifically. This is not for you if building a high-fee, speaking-driven business is not your number one priority. If you're a dabbler, if you're not serious, if this isn't something that is both urgent and important, then forget it. We don't want to waste your time. We don't want to waste our time. If you don't know what you want to be when you grow up, right? This is the hobbyist that we talked about during our time today. We don't work with hobbyists. We don't talk to hobbyists. We don't work with dabblers. You need to be serious and committed. You refuse to follow a proven process, forget it. I mean, if you refuse to follow what we taught on today's webinar, and then you refuse to follow what we do during your coaching session, then really forget it, and please don't waste our time. If you refuse to change your low-fee mindset and low-fee business model, in other words, you need to be coachable. You need to be coachable. If you're a fake expert, this is absolutely not for you if your program or topic doesn't truly help people and companies to improve. Or if you're down to your last few dollars and you need some magic beans or silver bullets, you're into the whole kind of get rich quick, crazy nonsense. We don't do get rich quick. We do get rich smart. There's nothing quick or easy or fast about this program. You need to know that. There's nothing fast or quick or easy about implementation or transformation either. We make it easier. We make it quicker. We make it faster. Will you make money tomorrow? I really doubt it. Will you make money maybe this month or in the next few weeks? Possibly if you do the work. So let's talk about this. Who should pop over to doitmarketing.com/apply? This is absolutely for you if you're serious, decisive, and committed to making your business profitable over the next 60 days. Whether you've done a little bit of speaking or you're a seasoned pro, and I want to really underline that, you don't have to be 20, 30 years in the business like Mike Thompson, and you don't have to be brand new like Wayne Washington, and you saw both of those success stories on both ends of the spectrum. You just have to be serious. You can't be a dabbler or a wannabe or kind of, gee, this sounds like something fun to do, because then you're not serious. Whether you've got your niche or message nailed down or not, you want to book a call with us at doitmarketing.com/apply. We would welcome that. We'd welcome to talk to you. Whether you're in this full-time or planning your escape from a corporate gig, And we've had very successful people come in here, hit the ground running, and escape their corporate gig, or about to escape their corporate gig. And the mantra here is dig your well before you're thirsty. Dig your well before you're thirsty. Whether you've gotten a whole bunch of paid speaking gigs or not, right? And again, look at Susan Robertson, been paid for other things, never been really paid to speak. 0 to 7,500. And really 0 to 11,000 in the course of like 5 or 6 weeks from starting the program. You're willing to follow a proven process to ramp up your revenue, and you take mentorship and direction well. I think you will get a tremendous amount of value from the strategy call at doitmarketing.com/apply. Most important, you are serious and committed about putting another 10 to 20K in your pocket over the next 60 to 90 days. And from there, springboard into a predictable flow of clients and cash, month after month and year after year. So you're no longer on that crazy roller feast or famine roller coaster. So here's why we're doing this. Very simple. On the call, we're going to help you get total clarity about exactly what you want your business to look like and the exact steps that you personally should take to achieve your goals. If you want our help and if we think it's a good fit, we may invite you to work with us, or frankly, we may not. Either way, our entire promise from our team, from Mark and Teresa and me, it's going to be the most valuable 45 minutes that you're going to invest to grow your speaking-driven business. And we are going to commit, like we did on this masterclass today, to help you get results. So if you want to book one of those remaining calls for this week, it's doitmarketing.com/apply. We're about to go into our Q&A right now. If you're interested in a rapid breakthrough, spaces are always very limited. These always book up 5 or 10 days out very, very quickly. We're probably not there yet right now. But if you're serious and if implementing some of these strategies is top of mind and job number one for you, let's have you on a call. Let's see how we can help you make it happen, clarify the gaps, fix the problems, diagnose what's missing, and help you pull up the nose on the plane before it's too late. So you do that at doitmarketing.com/apply. You can do that during our Q&A that's starting right now. I would encourage you to ask questions about anything that we talked about during the teaching part of today. Any questions about any of the 5 shifts, questions about monetizing, questions about fees, questions about sales, questions about prospecting, questions about TIMEX versus Rolex. Any question is fair game. Teresa and I are here to answer. We are here to help. We are here to serve. So as people are popping over to doitmarketing.com/apply, let's see who's got the first handful of questions. I know some questions came in earlier, and if you typed a question like halfway through or 2/3 of the way through, we probably lost track of it in the tsunami of responses. So I apologize in advance. Please retype your question. Right now, it'll go to the top of our queue. Teresa can see it. We can address it, and we can help you with it. So, Teresa, who's got the first question for our massive Q&A?
Michelle says, you said stop looking for gigs, and obviously it's every speaker's dream to be sought after and have people seek you out. But should you stop searching for call for speakers for an audience who has a problem that you can solve? Great question.
Fantastic question. Do you want to handle it or you want me to?
Go for it.
Okay.
I've got a couple other questions coming.
I know it's one of our favorite things to tell our clients. Those speaker request for speaker, call for speakers, call for speaker proposal forms, that's where good speakers go to die. Mm-hmm. That is where good speakers go to die. So a much better strategy is not submitting a form, but building a relationship. Not submitting a form, but doing some research. Not submitting a form, but really figuring out, based on who that association or group is, what that conference or convention is all about, pull up last year's program. Figure out where do they have gaps in programming that you are uniquely qualified to fill, and then you make a high trust, high value, high relevance approach to that executive director or that meeting planner or that conference producer with an idea to help them add value to their programming, and you're not coming in as a sheep and you're not coming in as a lemming saying, fill out the form, fill out the form, fill out the form. Literally, people that fill out the form, at best, here's the best thing that's going to ever happen to you when you fill out one of those forms. You'll get a breakout session in the moldy basement during the lunch hour when the big famous keynote speaker is upstairs on the main stage, and you'll have 17 people sitting in a room that's set for 100. That's what you get when you fill out those forms. They rarely, and again, I'm not saying never, because anyone who says always and never, run the other way. They rarely pick their main stage paid keynote speakers from those random, nameless form submission kind of things. So you have to do it a better way, a smarter way, in a more trusted advisor, high touch way than just fill out the form, sit by again, think proactive versus reactive, Michelle, right? Do you want to be sitting by the phone? I hope they pick me. I hope they pick me. I really hope they pick me. It's another version of random, hoping, and winging it. Let's submit a whole bunch of forms. When you get a job and you're doing a job application on Indeed.com, Monster.com, CareerBuilder.com, same thing. You're playing a numbers game. Those resumes go nowhere. People don't get hired from that. They get hired from relationship, they get hired from conversation, and they get hired from value. So you need to learn how to reach out with value. You need to learn how to instigate those conversations. By the way, we can help you with that when you go to doitmarketing.com/apply. If that's your biggest stumbling block, let's solve that for you. We can't solve it right now in 2 minutes. It's a bigger question, and it depends on your market and your topic and your relevance and so forth. But that's a perfect example of something that we can work through on a strategy session, on a breakthrough call, when you go to doitmarketing.com/apply. So I hope you have a chance to do that, and I hope you can get in sometime this week before those slots fill up. What else, Teresa? What else we got going on?
All right. Tracy says, is going through the NSA certification important for getting paid to speak?
So NSA certification means a couple of things. One is qualifying for basic membership. That's not certification, that's just becoming a member. And then the second layer of that, which is a 10-year journey and not something that you just kind of casually toss off, is becoming a certified speaking professional, which I happen to be. I'm the answer in two ways. I love NSA. I am a huge. I wouldn't be here today without the National Speakers Association and all the friendships and the relationships and the value and the learning. And I've been involved in NSA since 2003. I've been a member since early 2006, so I'm an 11-year NSA member. I'm a past president of the Philadelphia chapter, having served on the board for 6 years in other roles, then president for 1 year. And I got to tell you, in full disclosure, I'm back on the board this year at NSA Philadelphia, helping them with some marketing stuff. So I am all about NSA. Will it help you get paid? Will it help you get booked? Indirectly. Do you have to become an NSA member to benefit from NSA? No. I would start by attending some events. I would start by going to your local chapter and building some relationships. Again, it's like you got to walk before you run, before you fly, before you're supersonic. So I started attending in 2003. I didn't become a member until 2006. I didn't become a board member until 2008. I became president in 2011. I kept on speaking and earning money and meeting the qualifications for the Certified Speaking Professional designation. That's a 10-year journey, 250 presentations, vetting. You have to keep track of your client list for 10 years. You have to keep track of your revenue. You have to get 20 endorsement letters from past clients who've seen you speak. You have to submit a full-length video. It is a huge, huge process. Only about 10% of all speakers worldwide qualify for the Certified Speaking Professional designation. So I'm obviously very proud of that. Would I recommend that you do that? No, of course not. I made a ton of money before I got my CSP in 2014. You don't need that. Do you want that? Well, maybe, sure. Did I want it? Absolutely. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Am I super proud of it? Absolutely. But again, think about it in steps and stages that, do you have to jump in with both feet and go all or nothing? I wouldn't go blindly into all or nothing into anything, even stuff that I love, like the National Speakers Association. I would look at, is it a fit? And when I was president, the three reasons I said people should get involved is what I call the 3 C's. It was community, it was credibility, and it was content. So the credibility is, yes, I'm an NSA member. I've paid my dues literally and figuratively, that I've got 20 paid speeches over the last 12 months. I am a serious professional. So I had to, you show yourself that you're not a dabbler. Show yourself that you're not a hobbyist. So does it help your mindset? Absolutely, right? Content is the teaching and training and monthly programs that they have. And then relationships is the community of friends that you develop. And again, you're not going to get business from it. You're not getting, people that join NSA to get gigs are the same morons who join the Chamber of Commerce to try and get clients. It doesn't work that way. You build peer relationships, you build friendships, you get amazing ideas and insights and recommendations. There's no clients for you at NSA. I hate to tell you, meeting planners don't come to NSA. Corporate executives don't come to NSA. Training managers don't come to NSA, right? Who comes to NSA? Other speakers and speaking-driven professionals. So again, this is maybe shiny object syndrome or focusing on the wrong things for the wrong reasons. And again, what I would say is book a call. Let's figure out where you should be getting involved and where you should be building relationships. It's probably not NSA for business development. It's probably other areas for business development. And we can help you identify what those are when you book a call at doitmarketing.com/apply. So I hope that helps.
Awesome. So James has a question about prospecting. He says, I have this idea that meeting planners are my client and the audience is business leaders. What's a reasonable prospecting strategy?
Well, so obviously business leaders could mean anything. I would put some more definition and some more shape to what kind of business leaders, what level, what industry, what job titles, what job functions, what personalities, what personas. So in our mentoring program, for example, we spend an awful lot of time at the foundational beginning part of this, really nailing down a very clear, very explicit and specific target market. So it's no longer squishy, it's no longer generic, it's no longer like trying to nail Jello to a tree. And what I would say, James, if you want to do a deep dive into this, and I'll give you another couple minutes on it, but if you want to do a deep dive into this, is go ahead and book a call. Go ahead and hop onto that link for doitmarketing.com/apply. Not all meeting planners are created equal. Not all conferences and events are created equal. You could spend a lot of time barking up the wrong tree, a lot of time going after low fee and no fee gigs and looking for love in all the wrong places. So when you say business leaders, that could mean anybody. That could mean any level, any industry, anytime, any place. We need to nail it down. If you say, you know what, I'm after mid-level IT managers who work in a project-driven industry, meaning consulting, engineering, architecture, and design. Okay, I got it. So let's find the associations and groups and conferences where you are much more likely to find those type of leaders. And then you reverse engineer a marketing plan. And by the way, there's probably 500 or so associations that you could look at. We nail it down that specific, you still have 500 places to speak. Even if you do 25 a year, that is 20 years of work. Okay, so this is not like, oh, I've got like 3 gigs and I'm done. So you want to look at once you've nailed it, here's the beauty of nailing it, James. You nail it, and then you look at, okay, who's adjacent? How can I replicate this success? If I'm doing electrical engineers, maybe I can do mechanical engineers. I do mechanical engineers, maybe I can do civil engineers. Did the civil engineers, now I can do the geological engineers. I'm doing the geological engineers, now maybe I can do the biopharmaceutical engineers. And there are associations, there are meetings, there are publications, there are blogs, portals, and communities for each of these, what you might think is this little tiny sub specialty. Once you start getting specific, and Teresa knows this because we do this with our clients all the time, once you start to drill down on the specifics, it's like zooming in with an electron microscope. You realize how gigantic these markets and these opportunities actually are. So Teresa, can you talk to some of that kind of specificity at the center of the bullseye?
Yeah, just knowing who you're going after, it's you all of a sudden the opportunities, you're out researching, you're networking, you're having conversations, and suddenly these things just pop out at you because you're so clear, you're so focused. It's kind of that reticular activator. When you buy a purple car, suddenly you're driving down the road and you see every other purple car, and previous to that you never saw a purple car ever on the earth. And it's really that reticular activator that goes into play and says, I know that, I recognize that, because you've identified it. And so when you're at the center of that bullseye and you know exactly who you're going after, what you do to solve their problems, you're having effective sales conversations, effective prospecting that saves you tons of time. And having that focus is really, really the secret sauce of being effective and moving things forward more quickly. So there's nothing more important than being specific and being focused. And those two things we talk about all the time.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. So next question, who else has a question that we have not yet gotten to? And again, if you asked it previously, feel free to retype it in case we missed it early on.
Absolutely. Michael did that for me. Thank you, Michael. He's got a great question, David. It says, so my goal isn't to make money speaking, but to use public speaking to create relationships, land consulting gigs worth 100 to 500K. The first step in that is usually a free strategy session, then 10 to 20K leadership half-day workshop assessment. Is doing the public speaking for free undermining this strategy?
So I guess I would turn this back to, is it Mike?
Michael, yep.
I would turn this back to Michael and ask the Dr. Phil question, which is, how's that working for you? I mean, is that doing what you'd like it to do? I rarely tell people to stop doing something that's working great for them and start doing something that's untried or unproven. So how's it working? Before I'm accused of horrendous malpractice or something. No, I'm making $1 million a month. I guess it's working.
He did say he's doing a handful of large gigs a year, and earlier when we were discussing this, he says he's closing about 50% of those. And we got into a conversation about resource and bandwidth, and I think he was going to come back and give me some comments. So Michael, if you want to post in the questions just any kind of additional information you want to share, we can answer that question maybe a little more clearly. Nothing yet. So I'm going to move on while we're waiting for Michael.
Let me hazard an answer. Maybe even if that strategy is working, it would work better. It would raise your profile in the communities that you want to serve if you were getting paid $5,000 or $10,000 a speech. Frankly, again, with all due respect, it's the insurance salesman. It's the postcard guy that's down at the chamber doing the free program, hoping he gets some clients, and you're positioning yourself like a peddler. When you say, I will come and speak for free because my content is so worthless, my content is so pedestrian, my content is so boring that I don't need to get paid. And just bring me in and I'll bore some people into a consulting program. So it is undermining your credibility as an expert in one distribution channel, namely speaking, if you if this is your channel for promoting the consulting. Because you know what? It's the people that pay are going to put you in front of a more likely paying audience. Mm-hmm. The people that don't pay, right? Free leads to more free, and money leads to more money. So you want to be in front of a money buyer and a money audience because they are more likely to convert. If you're having good success with these free gigs, man, strap in because you're going to have some awesome success with your paid gigs. Even better, faster, and less resistance. And your conversion may even be higher. So, but by the way, all of what we talked about here, aside from the money part, because this webinar was called Sell More Speaking, you can speak for free. You still can't suck. Your website still can't suck. Your topics still can't suck. Your marketing, positioning, packaging, articulation, distinction, all of that needs to be as good or better because now you're competing against the paid guys. So, please don't think you're off the hook with the marketing and the sales and the business development job of presenting a high value speaking program. You're probably more under the gun if you're relying on that to bring in the bacon. You're probably more under the gun to be well articulated, well packaged, well positioned, messaging is sharp, distinction is clear. You are the go-to guy. I don't care if I'm paying you 10 grand or nothing, but you better look awesome for me to bring you in. Otherwise, they're just, low expectations, low fee, low conversion, low respect, low results. And you don't want that, because then you're back in small balls.
Or potatoes, whichever is your choice. David, we've got a question from Dominique. She says, I'm in a conversation with someone in a leadership position with a 2,000 member association. What would be the best way to turn a 1-hour talk during a quarterly meeting to multiple sessions across the various chapters? Do I execute the talk first and then entertain further conversations, or do I negotiate that from the very beginning?
This is I'm sorry, I might have missed the very first part of this. This is a brand new connection, a brand new group?
In a conversation with someone, 2,000 member, brand new, she says.
Okay. So yeah, I would eat the elephant one bite at a time. I wouldn't go too big too soon. 2 risks if you do that. Risk number 1, you're an unknown quantity and you seem kind of like you're barging in, right? The bull in the china shop. Guilty as charged. That's my specialty, is the bull in the china shop. But what you really want is you want to go into client attraction mode. You don't want to push. You want to start to activate the pull. You want to, let them take one bite of the apple, take a step forward. Next bite of the apple, next step forward. Third bite of the apple, third step forward. You never want to push. You never want to press. You never want to get like weird, salesy, high pressure, kind of crazy nonsense. Because you know what? Every other speaker starts to get like sales breath, and they start to do like the hungry dog going after the meat. You need to stay cool. You need to stay calm. You need to start to invite them to a conversation about how you can extend the value of your program. And in that conversation, you casually mention, you say, well, we might be able to do this, we might be able to do that, this might be an idea, I think your members might gain some value for that. What do you think? And do it, have that conversation with them. Don't have that conversation to them, or do that conversation to them. I would also go into that conversation. This is who? Michelle?
This is Dominique.
I'm sorry, Dominique. So, Dominique, what I would do is go in with a lot more questions than ideas or pitches.
That's right.
Don't pitch them anything. Don't say, well, we could do blah, 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 right? That's show up and throw up. And again, that's what Dr. Mike used to do. Mike Thompson, that's not part of the testimonial he shared, but that's in our video that we did together. He said, I used to be the king of show up and throw up. It's like, look at Dr. Mike, look at me, look what I can do, look what I can help you with. He's like, no. Question-based selling, question-based discovery. And again, with our clients, we have an entire whole sales module. We break this down into very deep levels of detail. You're probably not asking enough questions, and you're probably spending too much time pitching and selling. And with this 2,000 person group, I think the best way is a question-based approach and an invitation approach, not a push or a pressure or a pitch.
Got it. Last question, David, unless anybody else has anything else. We've got one last one from BJ.
I'm ready.
Just signed to do a training program with a local junior college center for business. I have a paid engagement in 2 weeks, but it's not a lot of money, but we'll be putting together some adult training programming for the second semester with college. Is this a good model to get exposure in the community?
Oh my goodness. Well, you used one of my trigger words.
Uh-huh.
So, Teresa, do you want to handle this while I breathe into a brown paper bag, or shall I tackle it?
I'm going to let you, but I think I already know where you're going. The exposure part has me a little Twitter-pated too, so I'll let you go ahead and handle it.
All right. Okay, here comes the exposure rant. Unless you've proactively targeted this group, and it sounds like they kind of came to you, or there was like you were hoping it was a paid opportunity, and they said, oh no, it's not paid, but it's great exposure. Did you in fact proactively target this group as a profit-rich group that you want to speak for because you know there's leads in that group, or did you initially try and come across and get paid?
We'll wait for an answer here.
When the answer comes in, feel free to interrupt me because I'll just keep ranting.
He says, yes, I knew there were forthcoming leads.
You did. Okay. All right. Well, that's a little bit of a different story. So if you've decided, in other words, if you chose them, this equation is different. It sounds like you chose them. So if you're doing lead generating speaking, that's awesome. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of people misunderstand, and I get this comment on emails and Facebook and these webinars. Well, David said never speak for free. David never said never speak for free. What I say is don't speak for free for no good reason. So there's three kinds of speaking, guys. There's lead generating speaking, where you target a corporation or association or group, and you decide that that is where a profit-rich environment is for you, and that you know that your next 3 to 5 client gigs are hiding in that audience, and you go and do that program for no fee. Second kind of gig is a fee-generating speech or revenue-generating speech, where you don't care who they are. If the International Association of Lunch Ladies has $9,500 and they call me, I'm going. I'm going for $9,500, no problem. There are opportunities that are both, where it is a profit-rich, target-rich environment and you're getting paid. Yay, we love those. And there are opportunities that are neither. It's the opportunities that are neither that kill me. Because if there's no leads and they don't have your fee and you're not getting paid what you know you deserve, my question to you is, why the heck are you there? Exposure is not a good answer. And the more that you do that, you're playing that reactive, throwing spaghetti, hoping, praying, winging it game. You're not doing serious professional speaker marketing, sales, and business development. If you want a couple of keys to professional speaker, sales, marketing, and business development types of activities, I recommend you book a call at doitmarketing.com/apply. Let's get you on the calendar. Let's figure out what you have going on. Let's see if we can help you do that better, faster, and smarter. So we are just about at the top of the hour, Teresa. I know you have to run. I have to run. We all have to run. Any last minute questions came in here in the last 30 seconds or 30 more seconds for last call? Anything else we can answer for you guys before we call it a wrap here?
Just one quick clarification for James. He says you talked about the postcard guy and you just wanted to get some clarification what you meant.
The guy that's, well, what's that called? Where you, like the postcard packs that are the door hangers, right? I mean, it's again, small potatoes, local yokel down at the chamber. It's like, you know, the coupon clipper, the guy that sells the postcard advertising with the door hangers around your neighborhood. What are those postcard packages called?
Valpak.
Valpak, thank you. Yes, Valpak. It's going to be the Valpak guy. It's going to be, you know, the roofing guy. It's going to be the guy that sells, you know, cleaning products, multi-level marketing. Those are the people that go to the chamber. Those are the people that speak for free at these local yokel type of gatherings because they have no value and it's a veiled sales pitch. When you speak for free, you are fighting uphill that it's not a veiled sales pitch. And so your value is lower, your respect is lower, your chances of being rebooked and rehired is lower, everything is lower. Frankly, it kind of sucks. If it's a strategy and it's working, awesome for you. Would it work better if you were paid? Yes, it would. Yes, it would. So book a call at doitmarketing.com/apply and let's talk you through that and see if we can get you better results with what you're already doing. That's really the point of these calls, by the way, guys. You know, we're not great at taking people from 0 to 50. Like you have no speech, you have no topic, you have no idea, you've never given a speech in your life, and like you think this might be fun. We don't work with those people, right? Those people are kind of the wannabes, the dabblers, the dreamers. No wannabes, no dabblers, no dreamers, no goofballs. You're already speaking, even just a little. You're serious, you're committed, you're decisive. That's the person that we can help on these breakthrough calls. So if that's you, pop in, doitmarketing.com/apply. It will be the most valuable 45 to 50 minutes that you spend on your speaking business. It's not too late for 2017. It's not too late for Q4. You've seen some of these rapid turnarounds, these rapid success stories. Why don't you be the next one? Why don't you be the next one at doitmarketing.com/apply? Teresa, why don't they be the next one?
Why not? I would love to talk with them. Each and every one of you would love to have a conversation, dig a little bit deeper into what you have going on specifically, give you some guidance, and most importantly, maybe give you some perspectives you haven't even yet considered.
Yeah. All right, my friends. Teresa, I always love working with you.
Ditto.
We will reconnect ASAP. We will remand these people to the rest of their Wednesday afternoon. And thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.